Now, this car has been on axle stands for the past 4 months, and in today's video I'm hoping we're going to change that. And I know a lot of you are going to be wondering how we're going to change that. With none other than the man himself. And that is, of course, AJ from Indivisa Tuning. He's a local lad. If you don't know about him, go and check him out. Mainly Devon, Cornwall and Somerset, but trust me when I say this guy knows what he's talking about. And of course, if you're not already, remember to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload like this again on the channel. But without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it and start getting this car ready for AJ. We can now go ahead and get the car filled up with coolant for the first time in a very long time. Of course, I spilled a little bit, but nevertheless, the car does take about 6 litres of coolant. However, the whole system wasn't drained, so we don't need to put that much in. There's all the bubbles coming out of it, as there is a lot of air in the system. So I'm going to wait for that to go down and then fill it up some more, and hopefully it'll be alright. Now, we also need to get the ECU out, which is indeed under here. So let's go ahead and start removing the wiper blades. These are two 13mm bolts which you need to undo, and then they take a little bit of persuasion to actually get off. Now, after our little persuasion tactic, give it a little bit of GT85 and off they come. There's two. That was an absolute mission, but now let's go ahead and get the scuttle panel off. So if you guys are doing this job yourselves, I do highly recommend that you take the scuttle panel fully out. But once again, there's me, I like to rush things and get straight in there. Now, as you can see, we have just gained access to the ECU, and now it's time to disconnect it and get it out. Oh. Success, almost. Just got to figure out how to get these cables and connectors off. So this is where the nightmare started. On an ECU, if it has not been taken out of the car, it does have a metal cage on it that has rivets in. Now, I didn't know this going into this job, and as soon as I saw this, I thought it was game over. But I did some digging and I did some research and found out that this metal cage doesn't need to go back on. It was still an absolute mission to get off. As you can see, I am literally having to use a hacksaw by hand to get these rivets off. If you guys haven't seen, we have some rivets on the ECU, and this one we've managed to grab with these grips, and the same with those two. But this one is near impossible to get out. I think we're going to try and put a slit in it, and then once we get that off, we can then get the connector off. But it is hot, it's boiling today. I don't know why they've put rivets in it. I don't know why they didn't just do nut and bolt with Loctite, but I guess it's the way they designed it. But let's get that last bolt out, and then we'll have the ECU out ready to go to AJ from Indivisa Tuning. And there we have it. Final step to getting this ECU out. Once we've taken the metal bracket off and got that last rivet out, we can then go ahead and get the connectors disconnected from the ECU. Just like that. There we have it. That is what makes my car my car. expensive to replace, small, nightmare to get out, and yeah. I am going to go and put that somewhere safe though. Now, this is just a clip of me sorting out the throttle body pipe because the original Jubilee clip was broken. So I've just put 2 Jubilee clips together and used that for now. And now we can go ahead, fill her up with fuel. Now you can watch the long old process of me trying to bleed this clutch. This has been on my job list for a good 2-3 weeks now, and we finally got around to doing it. Me and my dad, we tackled this. But as many of you know, bleeding a clutch is not as easy as you think. Like, it's not like the brakes. I don't know why, but it just would not bleed and we could not get a pedal for ages. But towards the end, I had a go myself and somehow managed to get there. I don't think it was the correct way, but we got there in the end. I am currently covered in brake fluid, but as you can see, we now have a clutch pedal. So all I did was to be fair, I'll show you. Up this end, I had this open and constantly filling it up, and then I'd do about 10 to 15 pumps on the clutch with my hand. Then I'd come around here and undo that. Fluid would then spray out, and then tighten that up. Pull the pedal up. The pedal was still down, so I did 15 pumps, left the pedal down the bottom, then came around here, then loosened that, and then tightened it, then went back round to the front and brought it up again and did exactly the same thing. It is quite a stiff clutch, but see, clutch comes back nice and easy. Now all that's left to do is get the air filter back installed into the engine bay. So welcome back. It is Thursday and have the man himself, AJ from Indivisa Tuning, come to hopefully get the car started for the first time properly in 9 months. So AJ, do you want to tell me a little bit about your business?
Definitely. So I own Indivisa Tuning, one of the biggest tuners now coming across in Devon. So we do really anything from, I love variety. Devon has so much variety. One day you could be doing, for example, like a blimmin' 1.4 diesel. Another day you could be doing a lovely built 2.5 RS3. So yeah, really cool to be jumping on this with Liam here. Been really excited for it. So we've mapped in his injectors, we've added some power in, and as obviously as well as that, deleted the so from there it's about getting it started. Then we need to do our logs, do a little bit of special stuff from us, and then fingers crossed we're all ready to get on the road and get flying.
So the time has finally come, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, and the reason that you clicked on this video. I am shaking, to put it into perspective, but let's go for it. Let's see what happens, and you guys will see the first start in months.
Send it.
Go on. So, as you guys can hear, the car started the first time. What are we doing now? The sitting still logs?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some sitting still logs, then we're going to go out on the road, get some more logs. Only reason being is obviously it's cool that we've got obviously the fueling table in with the bigger injectors, but it will be still running rich at the moment. Nice that isn't misfiring, and then obviously from there we'll do our final adjustment so you're not running rich, and obviously we're hitting where we want to be hitting with power. And yeah, it's nice to see also switchable maps working really well on the aircon. So yeah, I mean, yeah, not really much more to it. It's
I'm
not
gassed.
really.
I'm gassed. I cannot believe it started first time.
100%. Nah, it does feel good.
I don't know how much I'm going to show of in the car and doing the logs. This is the first time I've driven the car in 4 months, so I guess you'll see.
Racing onto my seat, mate.
I guess you guys will see in the video, but yeah.
Right, third gear, we want to go full pelt. Right, it's logging.
We have pretty much come to the conclusion that it is one link out of time. Now, I was told by a garage that it was in time and timing was all good. However, when AJ was round, there was only so much we could make up for on the computer side of things until it became mechanical. So I've taken the timing chain off, completely stripped it down. That will be one of the up and coming videos. It's a big setback, but it's nothing that I haven't done before. But that does just about bring me to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a like. And of course, comment down below what you guys are doing to your cars right now. But until next Sunday at 6 PM, it's goodbye from me, and I will see you soon.